Oh my god.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Quizine TV, where we quiz the cuisine. This time we continue our food journey around the Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka, but head to the north of the city to a ward called Banani. We begin our day marvelling at the culinary magnificence of a well-established restaurant hugely popular with the locals.
Alright guys, we've come to Star Kebab Restaurant. This place is one of the most awesome places you're going to find in Dhaka, and that's mainly because of the incredible history it has. This place has been serving the good people of Dhaka for decades. We've been reliably informed by a chap who's in his 50s or 60s now that you've got to come to this place, because this is where he used to come when he was a young lad. He used to come in with his friends, he used to get on his motorbike, they used to drive around here, and this is the spot that they used to come to eat. Although Bangladesh has undergone rapid development and there's loads of different places now, perhaps places that are a bit better than this place now, there's something special about Star Kebab Restaurant, and that is the history that it has. So we've ordered an array of foods. What have we got here?
We have chicken dishes, we've got a mutton dish, and the food just keeps coming. Stuff we haven't ordered.
I don't know why you're just bringing stuff. We didn't order this, but okay. We're not complaining. Yeah, let's go for Kala Bhuna first. We're gonna go for the Kala Bhuna. This is a speciality here in Bangladesh. Absolutely beautiful, slow cooked. This is called kashi. So if you come to Bangladesh and you try ordering meat, you've basically got mutton, you've got goat, but then you've also got a third one which is called kashi. Now I don't know what it's called in English, and I've undergone extensive research into finding out what it is. And a wise man once told me the difference between kashi and a normal goat is that the kashi is castrated from a young age. So it's a male goat that's castrated from a young age, and that makes it a bit more tender basically as it grows older.
How many sources have told you that same
One
story?
source. One source.
Okay.
So
you might want to do your own research.
It could be absolutely wrong. Alright, here we go. Go in with the hands, of course. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Super soft. Super melt in your mouth soft. Those spices. Very good spices.
And then it'll be cooked to a point where there's a charcoal layer.
It can be cooked no further.
And then it's layered with all the spices. That's really nice.
Those spices, incredible. You've got a good amount of sort of chili spice, but there's this lovely bit of tanginess that comes afterwards. Charcoaly tang. That's how I'm going to describe it.
The American barbecues, when you look at some of the American barbecues and you see the brisket,
yeah,
and the sort of black charcoal exterior to it.
Exactly.
So that has undergone the same process, but then it's been mixed with a masala sauce.
Exactly,
as well.
exactly that. And the texture is quite nice, obviously very melt in your mouth, but the spices, they're a bit granular in texture, so you can taste some granules in your mouth. But obviously with the rice, which absorbs all that flavour, the rice is almost like a sponge when it comes to just absorbing flavours. It's delicious. Alright, next up is the chicken. This is a chicken rusht, as we mentioned. I'm going to get a little bit of the gravy. Add a bit more gravy on my rice, because we're all about the gravy here in Bangladesh. Right, Bangladeshi chicken, you've got to remember, very, very different to British chicken or any chicken that you have in the West, and that's mainly because it tastes more like a bird.
Because the one in the UK doesn't taste like a bird.
I mean, it is a bird, but it tastes more like pigeon, in that it's a very skinny, scrawny creature. Having said that, I think it's a bit more flavoursome.
There's definitely a more chickeny flavour.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like,
As in, if you were to make a stock, you would rather use this chicken than the one that we have.
Well, you know what they say, right? Most of the flavors come from the bone, and this is mostly bone. So you can understand why the flavors are quite good. All right, should we go?
Let's go.
Bangladeshi chicken rusht. That's very good. Sweet. It's very sweet. It's immediately quite different to the Kala Bhuna because
Almost like a kurma.
exactly. It's almost like a kurma, but not as sweet or as creamy as a kurma, but it's almost there. It's very nice actually.
I was expecting it to be a bit more tougher, like our description before of the differences between the chicken here and back home. But it's not, it's actually quite soft, isn't it?
It's quite tender, surprisingly it's quite tender, but it's very good. I don't know what this is. This is a piece of kashi.
One piece of chicken.
This is a piece of castrated goat. Very, ooh, look.
Is it soft and tender?
Very, very soft, very tender. They give you one piece in the sauce and it's super, super tender. I'm just gonna break a little bit off. Oh wow.
That does look like it's
Look
been,
at that.
It looks like it's been slow cooked.
It's been cooked for a while.
All of the bone, the touch of a spoon.
It's like jelly. It's like jelly. Right.
It is genuinely like jelly, if you can feel it.
I think there's a lot of fat. This might be the shoulder.
It's quite a bit of fat.
A lot of fat,
Piece of meat.
a lot of jelly.
Alright, there we go.
Let's go. Oh my god.
That is really good.
That is unbelievable.
Best of the lot so far.
Yep. It's got a similar sweetness actually to the chicken that we just had. Not like the Kala Bhuna at all, completely different. And it's just, oh my god, that jelly, the soft meat is just infatuating. That is so good.
You can tell that's been cooked for a while.
I'm gonna say at least a day.
Yeah, I mean it's been cooked for a solid amount of hours.
Yeah.
Otherwise you never get it this full off the bone
Yeah.
style.
This isn't
texture.
naturally, goat isn't naturally tender meat, to be fair. It's not like
So
beef or lamb.
If you compare it to the Kala Bhuna, that is quite tough.
A bit more tough, yeah.
Because that's been cooked a bit quickly on a high fire, where it's been sort of barbecued to the point where it has that charcoal exterior, whereas this has been slow cooked for a long time to the point where it just melts off the bone with the
That
touch of a
is-
spoon. You
that
can,
is just
you
sweet
can
glory.
cut it with a spoon rather than a knife, right?
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
That is sweet, sweet glory. We're gonna go for a little bit of Chitol, which is a very, very popular fish here. Actually, Chitol mas is synonymous with a party, with some sort of celebration.
I think it's because this is one of the hardest fishes to prepare.
Yeah.
It takes ages to prepare. I'm not sure
Why is that?
what the details is, but I know from my mum, for example, it is one of the longest fishes to prepare and cook, which is why you probably have it a bit less frequently.
Less frequently and more on special occasions.
Yeah. This is the one that many people are allergic to.
So yeah,
Given
hopefully,
Marty's tendencies to have an itchy throat, I'm not looking forward to this trip to the hospital.
hopefully. I haven't had this actually in years, so this could go very wrong. Right. Chitol mas, let's go. Obviously in Bangladesh, fish is everything. But you got to remember, there's a lot of bone in Bangladeshi fish. Obviously different types of fish has different levels of bone intensity. Chitol is pretty much in the middle. Big fish, big bone, so there's less of a risk of getting something lodged in your throat. The amount of times we, our parents, family members, have just run away from the dinner table and gone to the bathroom where they try and dislodge a bone from their throat. It happens too often. Hopefully we can eat this in a way that doesn't result in us being rushed to a hospital.
So the other thing about this fish is it's often turned into a kofta. So if you see like fish meatballs on a Bengali sort of dinner table, it's usually this fish that I use, don't it?
And actually going into it with my hands, you can see why. It's quite a mushy, sticky fish. You can tell. Very mincy, exactly. You can tell that it will hold together well if you try turning it into a kebab or something.
Yeah, I mean you don't need an egg to bind this together. It's
Definitely not.
just together by itself.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You ready? Don't get anything lodged in your throat. Man, that is good.
Very creamy.
So creamy. It's almost like I've just put mozzarella cheese in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's that kind of texture. Right. Next up, what we're trying is the chingri mas, or the asa, or the prawn. A very, very big Bangladeshi prawn here. These prawns here are very, very special because they are massive. It is very, very big.
It's got everything on it, the shell, the head. So it's going to take a bit of time to get through this.
I'm sure once we filter through it, there won't be much left. But let's go, prawn time. For you. Now, the colour of this is a bit more light. What we've been having has been traditional dark kind of masala flavours. Here it's a bit more light. It looks more like a korma paste. So I'll be interested to see what that tastes like. Trying to decapitate it.
Juices like that.
Remember what I always like to do with my prawn head? Oh, suck out those juices. So it's quite sweet, limited in chili, not too spicy, but very, very tasty. You get a good bit of garlic from it as well.
Yeah, because normally you have prawn with garlic and chili. They're the two main ingredients.
Exactly.
This one, I think they've got a couple of chilies in the curry, just as almost like a garnish, but it's not a very spicy dish.
Yeah. Prawn, sauce, rice. Here we go. Oh, sweet, sweet prawn glory. I love prawn.
That's got no spice in it at all.
I just love prawn.
But it just works.
It works. It's just the natural flavour of the prawn.
Really
Prawn
good.
is king. I think prawn is seafood king. Bangladesh is a seafood haven. Bangladesh is a prawn haven. You come here and you're going to have all sorts of stuff from the sea.
They
right?
export a lot of prawns as well from Chitol.
Export a lot of prawns from here. You've got obviously, this is a delta. Bangladesh lies in one of the largest delta systems in the world. So there's hundreds of rivers that pass through Bangladeshi shores. And as a consequence, the diet here is made up significantly of fish, of seafood. I think that's pretty much everything. I think what we do need to do though is show you how you try the condiments here in Bangladesh. Because we've got a plate here of shosha. So shosha is a Bangladeshi cucumber. So it's not actually like the cucumber we've had in the UK or in other places. There's something different about this. I'd say
It's a bit less juicy. The water content will be a bit
yeah,
less.
I think it's more fleshy. Definitely a bit more fleshy, isn't it? And actually, I found shosha has a little bit of a bitter aftertaste to it,
Bitter taste, yeah.
in the way that the
That's why people have it with salt as well.
exactly
Counteract that.
to neutralize it. So I'm gonna get a bit of this shosha. We're gonna have some green chili, which is also something very common, and some shallots. These are very, very popular side dishes. So we're gonna get a little bit of this.
I'll watch on this one.
Oh, you're gonna watch on this one. So a little bit of this, and it's gonna be a quick chase. I mean, you just can't make this up.
It's just
What a combination.
additional flavour bombs. Add to that mouth.
It's hilarious. In the West, our condiments are often reduced to just sauces. Here, the condiments are different foodstuffs entirely, but they are so flavoursome. The green chili, very, very spicy. The shallots, lovely, strong onion taste. Star Kebab, what an absolutely incredible restaurant. This place has got decades of history. It's been feeding generations of people. They've innovated, they've stayed alive, they've continued to serve people. It's so busy, just look around, there's so much hustle and bustle, and you can understand why. Banani, Star, Kebab and Restaurant, make sure you try this place out when you come in. Right guys, the next food item we're having here in Banani is none other than the incredible Jhal Muri. Now Jhal Muri, Jhal means spicy and Muri is a form of puffed rice. It's a super common snack here in Bangladesh, all around the country. Effectively what they do is they get rice and they puff it up so it's nice and crispy. Imagine the Rice Krispies that you have for breakfast. It's kind of that same texture, but it's not sweet. There's no sweetness to it, it's plain. In this case, they mix it in with some chickpeas curry. It's called a chana curry. It's a bit different to the ones that you have in the restaurants in London. It's a bit spicier. The chickpeas are a little less plump, a bit more brown, a bit more firm. And they make that into a sort of masala curry, mix it with the muri, the puffed rice, and add some chilies, green chilies to it. And they've also got some pakora in there as well, which makes it a little bit special. They start off by chopping up shallots. Shallots are very, very popular in Bangladesh. They produce only shallots, so the red onions. They don't have the white onions like we do in Europe. All of the white onions that you see here, they're imported from other countries. The shallots are everywhere. So here we go. Let's get a little bit of the pakora, a little bit of the muri, some of the chili. Here goes. Oh man. That is absolutely brilliant. A really good squeeze of lemon there as well, so you get a bit of tanginess that cuts through. Rice, the muri is very crispy. The chickpeas are there, adds a little firm bite to it. That flavour is wonderful. There's a lot of spices, aromas, all sorts of flavours in there. And the green chili, lovely little kick to everything. The shallots, they come through too and add a little bit of crunch. So there's a real mix of textures here and flavours. This is brilliant, and it's a proper Bangladeshi street food snack. Right guys, we're still in Banani and we found this incredible mango vendor, street mango vendor. He's selling the most incredible looking mangoes. Look, they're lovely and green, bright green on the outside, and inside, look at the color. Just so beautiful and orange. It's obviously mango season here in Bangladesh, so you can find mangoes absolutely everywhere. And I tell you, in the UK, in the West, a lot of people talk about Pakistani mangoes and how sweet and delicious they are. But nothing beats a good Bangladeshi mango. Trust me. So, let's peel that off. So soft, juicy. Oh my god. Oh. That is fantastic. So sweet, so juicy. It's full of that lovely mango aroma. And you get a lovely little bit of tangy aftertaste to it. Because it's very, very green, there's something here called kacha which is unripened mango. It's got this lovely tangy taste to it. They cook it sometimes in curries, they merge it with salt and all sorts of things. This has got a little bit of that unripe aftertaste. Even though it's very ripe, it's got a little bit of that unripe aftertaste to it. It is absolutely delicious. This guy's mango is clearly so popular, it's causing a traffic jam. One of many traffic jams, obviously, in Bangladesh. People are driving past, getting out of the car, and they're wanting to try some of his mangoes. There's only 80 taka per kilo. Imagine that, that's less than 80 pence per kilo of mango. This is why I love this country, honestly, the mango. Alright guys, we've turned this into the Banani fruit tour because we're finding so many different fresh fruits available. This here, this sasa over here, has served us up with some incredible pineapple. Freshly sourced, freshly cut. He cut through it skillfully, peeled it skillfully. And what he's done, he's basically marinated it almost in some mustard and some chili powder and salt. And basically, traditionally, they do that with the fruits here in Bangladesh to try and get rid of the tanginess. It almost neutralizes the tang a little bit. This looks like a very fresh and plumpy piece of pineapple. It is no doubt going to be delicious. Let's go. Oh my god. This man knows what he's doing. Super, super sweet. That's probably the sweetest pineapple I've had in my life. These pineapples are so small. We're used to seeing big chunky ones. For some reason I assumed they were going to be a little bit tangy just because they're so small. But no, no, no. These are super plump, super sweet, super juicy, and that little bit of spice adds another dimension. I love the street food fruits here. They are delicious, they are refreshing, they are replenishing. We're out here on a hot summer's day on the streets of Dhaka. This is what you need to keep the energy levels high. I absolutely love this. Right guys, next up on the fruit crawl of Banani is the lovely baby coconut. It's called dab here in Bangladesh, and man oh man is this thing special. Got this lovely coconut water. All that lovely coconut water we found in the West in recent years has become very popular. This is the source of it. It comes from this beautiful looking thing here, and this water is actually super special because it's got healing benefits as well. There's a lot of electrolytes in here, so as is very common when you come and eat some food, the street food here in the subcontinent, and people get diarrhea, this is one of the natural cures for fixing that because it's very nourishing, full of electrolytes. Look at him go. By the way, the skill level required to do what he's doing is next to none. I've tried cutting a dab once. It's so difficult. Getting the right amount of force, the right level of control to stop the whole thing from breaking and spilling, it requires a hell of a lot of skill. You can tell the produce, the quality of this dab is the best because look how fleshy that internal meat is as well. This is the content that sits within the framework of the dab. It's basically the unripened coconut, and this is very delicious. All right, let's go. First things first. Oh man, oh, that is fantastic. You can tell it tastes like electricity in your mouth because of all those electrolytes. You can feel it just dancing on your taste buds. That's how good this water is. So much better than the bottled stuff we have. It just tastes more fresh, more pure, and that natural shell of the fruit keeps it cool. So it's not icy cold, but it's nice and cool. So it feels super refreshing here on the hot streets of Dhaka. Oh my god, that is fantastic. So part 2 of this incredible dab experience is after you've drank all the water, you go straight in for that lovely flesh, the coconut flesh. It's basically baby coconut, unripened, and there's something so delicious about this thing, honestly. Oh my god, so meaty, so fleshy. The taste is actually quite neutral. You know what coconut tastes like. Imagine that coconut, but a little bit fleshier, a bit more moist, a bit less crunchy. That's basically what this is. This is absolutely incredible. The vegans need to get their hands on this because I know this will be a lovely meaty replacement. It's very jelly-like. It's almost like a soft piece of lamb in texture. Very soft, melt in your mouth like, but it's very meaty, fleshy and meaty. I know this would be a lovely vegan substitute.
And that brings us to the end of Cuisine in Bangladesh episode 3. Join us next time where Naeem will continue munching around Dhaka and we'll finally get to the bottom of what happened with the sewage. Join us then.